guys, it's July the 3rd, 2024, and I hope everybody's having a great start to their weekend. Happy Saturday to everybody. It is currently somewhere around 9 o'clock in the morning right now, so happy Saturday morning. I don't know when this video will get posted up. I'm trying to go ahead and get this done early today because we've got stuff to do as a family. Got a bunch of errands to go run today, but I don't know if this video will get up this morning or if I get up in the afternoon. It just depends on what I have going on today, but it'll be up at some point. So happy Saturday. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that came in on that live video yesterday. The lives that I've been doing lately have been getting a lot of attendance. I greatly appreciate everybody that came in. Thank you so much to everybody that hopped in on yesterday's video, everybody that came in and commented, and thank you to everybody that came in and watched the video after the recording. I will next week have those comments displayed on the live. I was talking to my wife about it yesterday because I was like, you can't see what people are saying. She told me, just go watch a video. So I'm gonna go watch a video this week, figure out how to do it. So next week's live, when it's recorded, you will be able to go back and watch and see what the comments are. I'll have those displayed on that video because I know it is kind of confusing when you go back to watch it and you just can't see what people are saying. And I want people to be able to see that. But what I want to talk about today is challenges in life and how we all have them. Are you dealing with a challenge right now? Are you dealing with something that is, very difficult? Are you struggling with something? Are you in the middle of a health crisis right now? Are you in the middle of a financial crisis? Did you just recently lose your job? Did you just break up with a loved one? Did you just get a divorce from your spouse? Are you in the middle of a custody battle with your children? Did you just get a DUI? There are so many things. Did you just get arrested for something recently? Whatever it may be, whatever your challenge in life is right now. And I'm sure that a bunch of you watching right now are in the middle of a challenge. The thing, we all have challenges in life. It's just part of life. Life's full of challenges. Life's difficult. Just getting through day to day, some days is really tough. And if you're in the middle of a challenge, whatever that may be right now, and you're at the verge of giving up and you just don't know what to do with yourself, trust me, I've been there. I have. I've been through a lot of challenges in my life. Just because I do these YouTube videos and, my life isn't perfect by any means. I have challenges all the time. I go through all kinds of stuff. I've had a lot of challenges in my life, especially when I got sick. And, when I got sick, there was a time when I was about ready to give up. And I've spoken about this, but I really was. I was about ready to throw in the towel. I just couldn't take it anymore. I don't know why things went the way they did after I got sick, but we got hit with a bunch of challenges, one after another. It just seemed like every time we turned a corner, there was another challenge in front of us. Something else was going wrong. I got sick in May of 2022, was in the hospital for over 2 weeks, got out. As soon as I got out of the hospital, the day I got home from the hospital, my daughter's car broke down. She had a flat tire on her car, and then we found out the transmission went out on her car, which ended up being pretty expensive to get repaired. Then we had some help with that too, from some family members. I don't know what we would have done if we didn't, but not to mention, right before that had happened, our air conditioner went out at our house. That was like $5,000 to get a new air conditioning unit. That was right before I got sick, like 2 weeks before I got sick, our AC unit went out. And I remember when that happened because I was extremely hungover when they came out here to install the AC unit. I'll never forget that day, but, I replaced my AC unit, went to the hospital, spent 2 weeks in the hospital. I couldn't work for a little while after that, for like a couple weeks. I went right back to work though after that, after I felt well enough to go back to work. And then it was just like one thing after another. We kept having all kinds of stuff break around our house. And then I ended up back in the hospital again in September of that same year with pancreatitis again. And that time I got super sick. Ended up with ascites really bad. Went septic. I mean, I've told this story a bunch of times, but ended up in the hospital again, for over 2 weeks again. And then they told me as I left that hospital, you have less than a year left to live. Come home, spent 3 months in the bed, couldn't get up. I was extremely ill. And then I went and had my TIPS procedure. That was a failure. And the day I came home from my TIPS procedure, I was in the hospital for another 2 weeks that January of 2023. Last January. Not this previous January, but the one before that of 2023. I went and had my TIPS procedure on January the 21st. That was a failure. And I spent another 2 weeks in the hospital because they had cut off the circulation of my spleen. There was just a bunch of stuff they were trying to fix. And the day that I got home from my TIPS procedure, my wife said there's something going on in the yard. There's like water coming up out of the yard. And I went out there and there was raw sewage in our yard. And I called the septic people to come out here, and it took a bunch of phone calls to get anybody out here. And when I finally did, it took them a couple weeks to get out here. We weren't using our toilets because every time that we would flush, it would start coming up in the backyard, and it was starting to back up in the house. The septic people came out here and said, you're going to need all new septic drain lines, and it's going to be like $4,000. I had just gotten out of the hospital, and then we were peeing and pooping in buckets in our home. We had taken a bunch of like wooden like pellets, like cat litter pellets, and had those in a bucket. And that's what we were using to poop and pee in because we couldn't flush our toilets during that period of time. Right after that, our washing machine and dryer both broke. I woke up one morning, I'd gone downstairs, I'd fallen asleep, and the ceiling had fallen in. The AC unit upstairs in the attic, there's a drain line that runs down. That had gotten clogged up, and there's a drip pan that catches all the condensation underneath of the AC unit. That had overflowed and then poured out, and it ran down the wall and had messed the ceiling up down there. So there was like drywall all over the floor. There was a big hole in the ceiling. I had to go up there and fix that. And then right after that, it was I can't remember what the next thing was. It was just one thing after another. Then we had I went to the hospital again that April with pancreatitis. And when I got home from that hospital stay, my wife said, I didn't want to tell you why you were in the hospital, but we have a leak in our roof. And on the new side of our house, one of the, it's like a vent for the hot air to escape out of the ceiling. They're made out of plastic, and I guess it had rotted out. And there was water leaking down in there, which was another thing. It was messing up the ceiling up there. We had all these stains up in the ceiling from those leaks. And I wasn't working at that time. I mean, I haven't worked since I got sick. And, all these things kept hitting us, one after another. And I was just, like, what's going on here? What did I do to the universe? Is this all this bad karma that's come back to get me for all the bad things that I did back in the day? And I just, it was one thing after another. Then I had to keep going to the hospital and having another ERCP and ERCP. Then I ended up with a total blockage in my pancreatic duct and more ERCPs and stents and things. And I was like, what is wrong? Why am I getting such bad luck? And I just wanted to throw in the towel so many times. But I didn't. I hung in there. And that's the point of today's video, is that no matter what you're dealing with in life right now, no matter what it is, did you have a loved one pass away recently? Like I said, are you in the middle of a divorce? Are you in the middle of a breakup? Did you just lose your job? Whatever your problem in life is, trust me when I tell you this, you're gonna get through it. It doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna get through it. You're gonna make it through it. Think back to the last thing that went wrong in your life, whatever that was. whether it be 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. Think back to that really big event, because we've all had major problems happen in our life. I want you to think back to that last big major negative event that happened in your life. And I want you to think back about how you felt in the middle of that event. You know, that feeling of hopelessness, like I'm just ready to give up. You know, my life is falling apart. This isn't going to work out. How am I ever going to make it through this? Think back to the way that you felt during that period of time, because I'll guarantee you that everybody out there has had a point in their life where they were just ready to throw in the towel. That things got so hard that they did not know how they were going to make it through it. I know that you know what I'm talking about right now. I want you to think back to your last event that happened, the big event that went on in your life. Think back to that now. And think about how you felt during that period of time, and how you just wanted to give up and you didn't think you were going to make it through it. But guess what? You're still here, and you did make it through it. You're here right now. What happened then is in the past. And yeah, it might still sting to this day. It might still hurt, you know, especially if it's a loved one that you lost or a divorce that you had. You know, money is one thing, and we can't live without it. I mean, well, I guess we can, but not really. And if you're in the middle of a financial situation, those can be super hard. And trust me, I've been through those. I've had a very tough financial time for the past couple of years. But the thing is that I've made it through it. We have always managed to make it through it. No matter what has happened to me in my life, I've made it through. And, at the end of the day, until we leave this planet, we're gonna make it through it. Even if you're at home right now dealing with cirrhosis and ascites and pancreatitis or cancer or whatever it is that you're dealing with, you woke up this morning. If you're watching this video, you woke up this morning and you've got another day on this planet. And no matter what the problem is that you're dealing with in your life, you're going to make it through it. And tomorrow's going to be another day. And as time goes on and time progresses, it's just going to be that last big event that happened in your life that you thought that you weren't going to make it through. Whatever you're going through right now is going to be another memory in your mind, just like that last one was at some point. And you're going to look back one day and go, that was a really tough time, but I made it through it. And a lot of times, these tough events that we go through in our lives, they might seem like it's the end of the world right now. But the one thing that I can tell you about these challenges in life, these negative events that we go through, we always learn something from it. You know that saying that what doesn't kill us only makes us stronger? It's so true. Because what doesn't kill us, we're still going to be here the next day. And as long as we're still alive, we made it through. And we can learn from these bad events that happen in our life. We can always take a lesson from it. And not only that, but these really bad events or challenging times that we go through, they just make us stronger. And the next time that something like that occurs, it's not going to be as big of a deal the next time. If you just lost your job, for instance, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills right now, and you don't know if, you're looking for another job and you're still struggling to find one, and you don't know where your next employment's going to come from, and you're struggling through this right now, it's all going to work out eventually. And as time progresses on, and this event that you're dealing with, you're just losing your job, later on down the road becomes history. It's just going to make you stronger for the next event that happens. So the next time in life, let's say that you're having a challenging event at work, and you feel like, your job is just not what you want it to be, you just want to find a new job or whatever it is, it's not going to be as big as a struggle for you the next time you turn around. It's going to be a lot easier to go through. It's going to be a lot easier to deal with, because that last event just made you even stronger. And, you've got that much more armor on your body to make it through those challenging times. Just think back to when you were a teenager and, You know, you had that breakup with your boyfriend or your girlfriend when you're in high school. Remember how devastated that you felt? You thought your world was over and you just can't go on without that person anymore. You're still here. And, you know, looking back now, you know, that really wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, it was back then, but here you are. And you've probably been through 5, 6, 7, 8 more relationships or whatever it is. And a breakup now is not as devastating as it was when we were teenagers. You know, that first love that we have, and, you know, when that falls apart, we just feel like everything's falling apart around us. I remember, you know, when I was younger and like my first girlfriend that I fell in love with and we broke up, oh my gosh, I was devastated. Devastated. I thought my world was over. I thought I'll never find anybody else like her ever again. I was wrecked. I spent days bawling my eyes out because, you know, I thought that she was the love of my life, and how was I ever going to go on without her? But a year later, I met my wife, and we've been married now for over 20 years, and we have 3 beautiful children together, and, you know, a beautiful family. And, you know, we've had our challenging times ourselves. We've been through a lot of stuff together. You know, we've almost divorced a bunch of times, and because of my drinking. You know, and I'm sure that my wife thought many times, you know, I don't think I can deal with him anymore. I don't think I can handle this any longer. I know that she felt that way. She told me that, but she stuck through it with me through those challenging times. And she stuck through it with me when I got sick and I was in the hospital in those challenging times. And now I've been sober over 2 years now, and our relationship is better than it's ever been. And yeah, I might be sick and my time might be limited here and all that kind of stuff, but I'm grateful for the things that I've been through, because it's taught me so much in life. And it's made those challenging times that used to seem like a big deal, now they're not such a big deal anymore. You know, before I got sick, I used to freak out whenever something would go wrong. If something broke around the house or something like that, you know, if things didn't go perfectly, I would have a meltdown every single time. And now when little things happen, it's just like, whatever. That's not even that big of a deal. I don't even get upset about that kind of stuff anymore, because, you know, that kind of stuff now is so minuscule compared to the things that I've been through over the past couple years. It doesn't even really matter anymore. But the point of today's video is that whatever the challenge is that you're dealing with in your life, you are going to get through it. I promise you, you will. And you will look back on this time one day in the future, and you're going to look back and you're probably going to be glad that you went through this, because it's going to teach you something. It's going to make you stronger. And it's going to make you that much more compatible with life and the challenges that it brings along with you. You know, whatever you're dealing with right now, I know that life is a challenge. It really is. Life is tough. It's really, really tough. It's hard. But don't fall back into those old habits. Don't fall back to the bottle or whatever the substance is that you used in order to help you through those challenging times. Because the one thing that I can promise you is that drinking or using or whatever it is not going to make that problem go away. That problem is still going to be here. And guess what you've done? Now you've created another problem. You know, you got back to drinking or using whatever the substance is. You've created another problem on top of the problem that you already have. And if you drink today to help solve your problem, first of all, it's not going to solve any problems. But if you're drinking to help alleviate the problems that you have, to alleviate that stress, so that you feel better, so that you can get a good night's sleep. If you're telling yourself that I'm so stressed out right now and I just want to have a good night's sleep, I'm just going to have a couple beers or a couple glasses of wine tonight just to de-stress, and I just want to sleep well tonight, I promise you that that's not going to help. And tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're going to feel like garbage. You're going to regret the fact that you drank or you used whatever the substance is. You've added another problem on top of whatever the problem is that you're dealing with now. And then on top of it, you're gonna have to deal with the guilt and the shame and, you know, just that awful feeling of being hungover, and just all that stuff's gonna compound on you. And I promise you, you're gonna have 1,000 times more problems than what you have today. Because when we're sober and we face life head on and take those challenges on in a sober, clear mind, we can handle them. We can get through them. We can come up with a strategy to get past whatever that problem is. You know, if it is a divorce that you're going through, you know, if you're sober and clear-minded, yeah, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna sting, but you can work your way through it. You're not gonna get into a ridiculous argument or fight, you know, because when we drink, our inhibitions get lowered. We say things that we really didn't mean to say. We say really hurtful things sometimes to people. And if you're in the middle of a really challenging event like that, you know, and your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever it is, you know, you get to drinking, you're probably gonna end up giving them a call or shooting them a text or something like that, and you're just gonna create more problems. You know, you're gonna wanna get into a fight with them, or, you know, you're gonna wanna say what's on your heart at that moment, because when we drink, it does make us very emotional. You know, and that's probably something that you don't wanna do right now. Like I said, whatever the life challenge is, if it's money or, you know, financial problems or your job, is drinking gonna solve that? If you go back to drinking right now, is that gonna help you find another job tomorrow? No. If anything, it's gonna make finding that job even harder, because if you get back to drinking, you're probably gonna go right back into it full-fledged. You know, you're gonna start back drinking every single day. You're gonna wake up every single morning hungover. We're not gonna be taking, you know, you're not gonna take care of yourself the way you're supposed to. You're not gonna shave in the morning like you're supposed to, or brush your teeth, or wash yourself the way you need to, or groom yourself, or go to the barber, or go get your hair taken care of, or your nails done, or whatever it is, to look presentable for that next job. When you get that phone call and they tell you they want you to come in for an interview, what are you gonna do when you wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning and super hungover on a Friday, and you get a phone call from that, you know, that application that you put in 2 weeks ago, and they say, hey, I want you to come in today for a job interview. Can you be here at 12? What are you gonna do then? When you reek of alcohol, your eyes are bloodshot, you got bags underneath your eyes, your face is all puffy and swollen, you know, your skin looks horrible, you're bloated, your stomach's tore up, you feel like you're gonna vomit, you're already gonna be anxious because you're going to a job interview anyway, and then on top of it, you're gonna have anxiety from drinking the night before. It's not gonna help you by any means. So once again, the point of today's video is, whatever your life challenge is that you're dealing with right now, whether it be health related, relationship related, financial related, job related, whatever it is, a loss of a loved one, whatever, you're gonna get through this. And I know that sounds like it's easier said than done, but I promise you that you will. You're gonna wake up tomorrow, and tomorrow's gonna be another day. Stay sober today, wake up tomorrow, do it all over again, one day at a time, and just hang in there and give it some time. Like I said, you're gonna look back on whatever you're going through right now sometime in the future, and you're gonna say, I thought I couldn't make it through it, but I did, and I feel so much stronger and so much better of a person that I was able to get through that sober. And I didn't give in and drink or use or whatever. Because when we can make it through those challenging times sober, it builds character, it builds strength, it makes us better people. So like I said, whatever that challenge is that you're dealing with in life, I promise you, you will get through it. Just hang in there. Don't give in. Stay sober for today, and stay safe out there, guys. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. And until tomorrow, I'll see you again. Blah, blah, blah. I'll see y'all then, guys. But once again, guys, you guys can make it through whatever that challenge is today. I promise you. Life's full of challenges. We just got to take them head on. And like I said, drinking is not going to solve it. It's just going to create more problems for you. So stay sober today. Remember why you're here. You don't want to have to go through all that crazy withdrawal and all that stuff all over again. It's just not worth it. So anyway, guys, I love y'all a lot, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. Bye.